Hello guys, welcome back. So let's go ahead and keep on doing the area around the nose. One thing we wanted to do is this entire line here. Okay, um, so this little fold around the nose will actually get dragged along when the nose or the mouth do some movement. So we can set up a series of joints on the ribbon to control this. Go ahead and go to edge mode. Can go from there, holding down shift and double click, go all the way here. Okay, and then go for convert polygon edge to curve. Okay, delete history and do a center pivot. Move this guy backwards, control D, duplicate, and move it forward. And that's my two curves, and then I can do a surface left. And then I don't need those two curves anymore. Okay. And this time, let's check how many joints do we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 joints. Okay. Now I kind of wanted to create 5 controllers in this case. Let's call this guy Laughland. That's how I call it. There's another micro name called nasal something fold. Don't remember that word, but anyway, so Laughland left. Okay, and then I can go use the same setting over here, should be fun, and use connect as the controller, right? Okay, now let's go create ribbon, and we have our ribbon created. Let me go ahead and show the joints. Okay, so that's our left line joints, and then the skin, we do rigging, skin, add influence. Okay, and when that is done, we can go ahead and start paint the skin weighting. Make sure that we isolate those things. That way it's easier to see stuff. Grab that one and start paint the weighting. Okay, again, we go really subtle and really small first, and then we can expand them out with maybe just a smooth flat in this case. All right. Oh, you know what? I forget to unlock these guys. Hopefully they're fun. Take a look. Okay, so all right, and we can go ahead and do a smooth flat. Flat, 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 flat. Okay, that should be the smooth weighting we can look for, and we just have to test it with some basic movement and see if we got some nice deformation. Okay, you can see they're controlling different part of this line here, right? This fold, and we can. I think this part can have a little bit more control over that area. So we'll go to pen skin weighting, show the joints. Okay, so maybe it's this guy, or let's just go ahead and grab our joints. And then the model here, so we can have an isolation. Okay, so I think this guy can have just a bit more control over here, so I'll give it some more smooth. All right. All right, Let's take a look at what we got now. Should be a bit more smoother when we drag our controllers. Also be more squishy, I guess. Alright. I think that part is a little bit weird. Let me see. Smooth that maybe. Okay. Alright. So let's set up some set-driven keys with some, actually I set up some blend shapes, of course. So the reason we wanted to set up some blend shape is not because we kind of wanted to have individual control of this area. It's not going to move by itself, right? It's just more like something that will be dragged along with other movements. Things like if I show disable the visibility of the joints, and we grab the nose and drag it up, you can see now the nose should be able to drag these guys along with it, right? And it's not doing that. So we need to set up some set-driven keys to be able to do it. Okay. So one thing we kind of wanted to do is when the nose is up, we want this guy to go up. When the nose is down, we want this guy to go down, right? The same should also go to these guys on the cheek, right? So it's not just gonna be one blend shape, but two surfaces, this one and the cheek one, they will all have a blend shape to follow the movement of the nose. Okay. So that means I need to go ahead and find the nervous here on the cheek, right? And those two will all have the blend shape that will follow. Okay. So what we need to do is go ahead and grab the controller and set up some keyframes. So frame 0, maybe frame 20, we go up. Okay, that's probably how far it should be able to go. 1 unit. Okay. And frame 40, go down. -0.3, and then we go back to 0. Okay, we go also out. Also go in. All right. So that's gonna be the movement, and then let me go to this particular frame. We're gonna go ahead and add blend shapes. Okay. So this guy will be the left lens. Right, and yeah, that I named that left. It should be right, but just because that's left, let me also just name this guy left. Okay. Ribbon, blend shapes, or you know what? Let's just be consistent. Change everything to right. We'll look for left and replace with right. All right, so we need to create a target, and this target will be nose up. Okay, and same thing goes for this guy, right? So it's gonna be this guy here, a new target. I also call this guy nose up. Okay. All right, so now we have two blend shapes, and those blend shapes are make sure that they're on edit mode. That's when we can start actually editing those two things. Okay, let me isolate those guys, right? Grab those two and go to the component mode, and then grab those guys, make a soft selection, and just drag those guys up to make them follow the change of the nose. Okay, you can drag along a little bit by just pushing them up, right, a little bit. Okay, and we can also drag those two things and see what they're doing, right? That's nose up. Turn them off, and then we go to frame 40. That's nose down, and we just go ahead and create two new targets. call this guy nose down, and same thing goes to the nose down here, right? Right. So we have nose up, nose down, and for the nose down, we just need to, again, they're on edit mode. That's when we have to edit it, right? I'm gonna drag those guys down, and maybe that guy to go down a bit more. Okay, but I don't think it's gonna have to move a lot in this case, though. Maybe just a little bit. Okay. Right, is that. And then even this, I just drag it backwards. I don't think it should be going down that much with it. Okay, so we have the up and down, and then we just need to go to the other keyframes. If I'm good enough, I can remember that keyframe. I think that's frame 70. Okay, so that's out. Let me go ahead and create new target. Okay, nose out, and here nose out. Okay, and that's gonna be pushing those guys out, right? Make the selection a bit bigger. Okay, especially the nose area should be, this part should be going out a bit more. Okay, I can push these guys outwards just a little bit. All right, and then eventually nose in. It's gonna be, I don't really care because it's the same here. And again, just one more. Nose in, and that goes also to this guy. So nose in. Okay, and make sure that you name those things the same way. That way it's easier to set driving key on both. For nose in, again, we just grab the vertices, drag them over to follow the direction of the nose. Okay, if it's easier, you do linear movement, meaning that you're not doing like this crazy like changes all the time. That way they're easier to blend with each other. Okay. All right, so let me do nose in. All right, so we have all those. Oh, you know what? I have the nose down all on here. Hopefully that's not a big problem. Let's take a look at that. The nose out. Let's see. Okay, so that's nose out, nose down. It's fun. Nose up. Okay, and nose in. Might be a bit too much because I think I have the nose out on when I'm doing this, and it's gonna make the nose in looks like it requires more. And that's not very nice. I'm gonna go back to the nose in, and then tweak them. Turn that on, right? I'm gonna go ahead and move it back a little bit. Okay, it's going in too much. Oh, that one has to be on also. Okay, turn that on and check it backwards. All right, some minor mistake that I made. Hopefully it's not gonna do a lot of damage, but we'll have to see, right? So let's move on to the next video, and we set up our driving keys to drive those shapes with our nose controller. Okay, see you next time.